All right, Gabby, welcome to the hot seat. Super excited to have you on here. In kind of searching through what I wanted to interview you about, I actually found a lot of cool information about you, like what I thought where you grew up and all this different stuff. So I'm super excited to ask you about all of it. You and I have been friends for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to get you on here. You've been in this business just as long as I have. So you've got like a really cool story, really cool experiences that I think everybody will be really interested to share.
Yeah, thank you for having me on here. I'm really excited and anxious at the same time.
Yeah. I know. I'm not, it's not scary, I promise. All right, so one of the things that I read that I was totally wrong about is, and you're going to correct me on the name, that you grew up in Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires.
Got it. You didn't grow up there, but you were born there. So
Yeah.
When did you come to the States?
I was born in 1982, and 6 months after I was born, my family, my entire mom's side, came here to the U.S. So aunts, uncles, cousins. So I've been out here since I was 6 months. I'm pretty much domesticated Argentinian. I still know all the culture and still love all the foods and huge soccer fan. But, you know, I grew up in California my whole life.
So in Argentina, like I know soccer is a big thing, and you've always been big in soccer. Is that because your family was big in soccer?
Yes. I think it was because I when I was younger, I used to watch my brothers play. I watched my dad play, and my parents would not let me play any sports because they didn't want their little girl, their only girl, to get hurt. So finally, at 9 years old, they allowed me to join a soccer team, and instantly, like, the coach is like, "You're a natural." Well, I have 5 brothers, so yeah, right. I'm competitive. I play sports, and I've loved it ever since. And there was a moment around high school time where I stopped playing just because I was a little delinquent teenager. But
right.
You know, I got back into it about 7 years ago, and now I play for 3 women's adult teams.
Holy moly.
Yes.
So you play for 3 women's adult teams. Is it year-round? Isn't soccer year-round? Am I wrong on that?
So we play seasons, and there's 4 seasons a year, so it is year-round. You have maybe 1 week off. If you don't make it to finals, you have 1 week off, and then you're back into the next season. And
right on.
That's what I love about it. There's no breaks, and I always have to do something physically and active. And
I'm like, dude, you're a busy person. Like, I hear you're a busy person, you're a competitive person.
Yeah.
I hear someone told you can't do something, and you're like, well, screw that. I'm doing it anyways.
Oh, yeah, I love a challenge.
I love that.
But I mean, luckily all these games are like 7, 8 p.m. on the weekday. And by that time, business is done. And, you know, my kids are either at work or, you know, they're okay on their own.
How
they're
old
older.
are your kids now?
My son, he's 17. My daughter, she's 22.
Okay, so they're definitely
they're older.
A little bit older and on their own now. And you did fitness competitions as well, correct?
Yes, I did 3 of them. The last one I did was a couple of years ago, and I've been off just not dieting for the last couple of years. But yeah, I love doing the fitness competitions too. Another challenge, personal challenge for me.
Okay, so let's be clear. When someone in a fitness competition says not dieting, because I trained for a bikini contest, right? It's like the bacon diet. You're like on 600 to 800 calories a day. You're working at the same time.
Yeah.
You're working out as well. You're essentially like starving yourself, leaning out, getting super vascular, and trying to be a normal functioning human. Doing the fitness competitions, how was that on you with work as well?
It was really tough mentally. I just had to focus on work and the diet part. And I'm eating more than 600 calories. I'm eating about like 1,200 calories, which is way less than what I should be eating on a normal basis because I'm burning 1,300 calories a day. So I'm definitely in a deficiency. And it's really unhealthy for you to do that long term. So I only do it for that bikini season. But it was mentally, it was really tough because you can't go out. You can't go out and socialize because you know you're gonna eat bad or you're gonna drink. Right. So it was actually perfect because then I was just able to focus all on business. Yeah. I did feel kind of like a meathead, you know, because like you said, I would be starving and my head is just like, what am I doing today? Couldn't concentrate, could barely have like straight conversations. So it was kind of tough as well.
But are you doing any more bikini contests coming up?
I actually just signed up for one a few weeks ago.
Right on.
Yeah, I decided that that I'm at my heaviest right now, which, some people will be like, "You're crazy, Gabby. You look great."
You look great, Gabby. You're crazy.
And I love my body. I'm not saying I don't love my body. I'm very happy with like my body, but I'm at that point right now where I'm like, all right, I'm at my heaviest, so let me challenge myself to try to be the best version of myself again in a competition. And of course, it's only a temporary season. So
Yeah. I was about to say, I don't think it's about body image to you. It's about the challenge to you.
it's about the challenge for me.
Yeah. So when you don't have a challenge, do you get bored?
I get bored often.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep joining more soccer teams,
Right.
and I'm doing the challenge, and I just started a new
Golf.
women's golf club.
Right.
So, and also when I stress out sometimes with business, the more that I do that's not business, the better I feel too, because then my mind gets me off of business, and that's like where I balance at.
Now, do you golf though?
No. So I probably golf 3 times a year. But the reason why I created this club is because it will require me to go golfing more. And my goal is to go at least twice a month, and if possible, I like to go once a week and just improve. I'm not good at all. I feel like I do. I don't know. I feel like at a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably a 3.
Well, you're athletic, so I would say I'm a 3. I mean, we're going to golf tomorrow, so I'm going to be a 3, and you're going to be like a 6.
Probably.
Right.
Probably, but I'm not consistent, and that's why I feel
Right.
like I'm not good at all, because I can have some really great swings. I'm like, hell yeah. But then like the next 3-4 swings are horrible. So unless I'm consistent, I don't consider myself good at all. So that's what's going to help me with having this golf girls club. It's going to force me to get out of my comfort zone,
Yeah.
and then also it forces me to come out of my comfort zone when it comes to networking, because I get to meet all these
Right.
incredible women who also like to golf,
Right.
and I get to organize, which I'm really good at. I'm
Right.
organizing, so I'm basically just organizing the golf dates and then inviting any ladies who want to come out and join us.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I love, okay, so your brain works very uniquely. And my brain, I'm going to say my brain works the same way.
I
but
think, you and I are so much alike.
Yeah. So what I love about you is like, okay, sometimes networking is like, it's emotional draining, right? So you're like, let me put myself in a position where I'm just going to network consistently. And you're like, I need a challenge. So let me take something I'm not great at and let me create a networking event and let me just get great at it.
Yes.
I've seen you do that in business as well, where you're like, okay, let me just take something, let me keep it consistent. Your shred it and your electronic drop off, your events are one of the most consistent things I've seen anybody do ever. You're just straight consistent with your farm. And I'm sure you're going to look at it and kind of be like, well, I should be doing this and I should be doing that, and beating yourself up a little bit.
I always want to do more.
Right. But I can see that your personal self is, not everybody's like this, but your personal self is exactly like you, how you are in the business realm as well, which is really interesting. So let's take it that way. You're consistent. It's your superpower. And you challenge yourself. It's your superpower. And you track things to try to get just 1% better all of the time. It's such a magical thing that you do. What are you working on right now that is working to get you better within, and when I say get better in real estate, I'm not meaning, learn something new in real estate, but what I'm meaning in terms of your process or your client experience. What are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm working on just, this is something that I always had an issue with, is calling my clients, talking to them personally, because I just feel so uncomfortable sometimes speaking with people, and it's not because I don't want to. I love every single one of my clients, and I try to keep in contact with them all the time. But I have a hard time like picking up the phone and being like,
Saying,
"Hey,
hello.
how's it going?" Because I don't want them to feel like I'm calling them because I just want business. I like to build relationships with them, and a lot of the events that I throw. The power is in the invitation. Like, I invite my clients to show up to these things, and the ones that show up, we talk about things that have nothing to do with business.
Right.
But I'm not chasing them. They're coming to me, which makes it easier for me. So now I just want to be able to chase those relationships a little bit more and get out of my comfort zone and reach out to them and start, talking to them more about how they're doing in their life. That's where I lack the most, and I want to work on the most.
And I love that, because you could have another person in here and they're going to be a super social person.
Yeah.
They can call and just, shoot the shit with him over absolutely nothing. Aaron Still is amazing at it. I've seen him do it a couple of times, and I'm like, how do I mimic that? Like, how do I do that? But I'm the same way where it's like I genuinely care. And sometimes I don't feel like if I just call you out of the blue, one, I don't necessarily know what to say unless I'm adding value or inviting you to something. And two, I don't want you to feel like I'm calling you because I want business. I was just calling you because I care type of thing. So I think it's really unique to hear like just different personalities, especially that I'm interviewing people, and how you go that way and how you're trying to overcome it.
My brother, who's worked with me for the last 10 years, he says that, Gabby, your alter ego is Gabby Realtor, because Gabby Realtor is very confident, very straightforward. I can be aggressive. I can talk about real estate all day long.
Right.
When you're in the industry for this long, it's like you're just a diary,
Right.
But when it comes to my personal life, I don't really socialize a lot unless it's like really super close people. So when I meet people that I don't know, I'm like, oh, I'm super shy, really.
Right.
I'm super shy, or I'm awkward, or I just don't know how to start up a conversation.
Right.
And some people have actually said, like, Gabby, you're so standoffish. I'm like, I'm not standoffish. I'm just shy, or I'm super focused in business, and but I'm like the super nicest person. I think I'm the super nicest person you'll ever meet when you start to talk to me.
Yeah. You really are.
But it takes a lot for me to get out of my comfort zone and approach somebody. So when someone approaches me, it's so much easier.
Yeah. Oh, I'm the same way too. When someone that's a super talkative person, when they're around me, I'm like, okay, I get to relax a little bit. Like, I don't have to come up with something to say. It's so much better. Yeah. Now, would you invite any of your past clients to do like golfing with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I invite all of my clients to the appreciation events, and then I'm actually going to be making a video today inviting people and my clients to the ladies golf day. So if anybody wants to join. But a lot of my clients also follow me on social media, so they're seeing what I'm doing, and and I have a lot of them responding saying, "Oh, I would love to go." And if they can make it, they can make it. If not, then there's always going to be a next one, because I plan on doing at least once a month to start, but then it's going to grow to like 2, maybe 3 times a month.
Right on. Yeah, I'm actually want to go to them. So I've been golfing for years with my husband, but loosely here and there. So I can hit a ball straight. That's about as consistent as I can get you right now. So you and I have been in the business for a long time, and some people would call that you have experience. I like to say you've just failed a lot of times and learned from it. Mm-hmm. What are some different roles that you've had throughout the parallels of our real estate, mortgage, escrow industry?
So when I started real estate, I was hired by my aunt, and she was a real estate broker. Just got her broker's license, but she needed an assistant. And so as an assistant, I was doing her transaction coordinating, assisting her with her clients. And then shortly after I worked with her, she opened up a help you sell office, which is like one of those discounted brokers.
Yep.
But we were big. We were closing over 100 deals a month. Just her, 100 deals, not a month. I'm sorry.
A year.
Over 100 deals a year. And that wasn't that bad at that time, because prices were really good.
Lower,
yeah.
So you got a lot of immersive experience into real estate.
But part of that is when she opened up the office, she was gone all the time. And so I managed the whole office while she was gone. And then as people walked in, I was taking her listings for her. So I pretty much handled a lot of her business, getting intaking. And that was huge for me,
For sure.
So I learned the confidence of how to read contracts. And of course, being a transaction coordinator, I learned all the back end stuff.
Right, which is important for sure.
Yes.
Contract law is a real thing.
And then she opened up her own escrow department.
Yeah.
And so I started doing escrows for her too. So not only was I handling her listings, I was also handling the transaction, and then also doing the escrows. And I was doing all of it.
That's
just
cool.
for one transaction. And sometimes we would close like 10 to 20 a month. And for me, it was easy because I was always organized.
I was about to say, organized.
I was always organized. So I'm like, all right, like done.
How would you handle this? Now, back then, it was less stressful than it is now. Now, there's so much compliance that we have to go through. So how did you handle the stress back then? Like, multiple hats, escrow division, real estate division. How were you handling all of that?
Well, back then I was 9 to 5.
Okay.
So I would
You
go
just
home.
walk away.
I would go home and I didn't have to worry about the rest of the day.
Right.
It wasn't until I became a realtor. Once I stopped working with her, I ended up working at KW as a transaction coordinator as well. And then I started short sale processing for all the realtors because that was a huge thing, short sales. And even then, I didn't really feel stressed out. I was closing like over 300 TC files and then like 60 short sale files.
So you really are experienced. You've been immersed in almost every problem, every issue, everything at this point.
And then I was also closing like 27 of my own transactions part-time. But at that time, I was getting so busy that I ended up hiring 2 assistants on my own. So I was I was an assistant having 2 assistants to make sure that
then whatever came in your lap as well.
Whatever came in on my lap was like bonus for me. So, and finally, in 2014, I had 2 people in my ear telling me, "Oh, you should stop working for other realtors and just be a full-time realtor." And I decided to just be the full-time realtor, and it ended up like really working out for me.
So what was the thing, looking back now, like if you were to do it all over again, you've done such a great job with your farm and you've done such a great, like you're consistent, you're methodical, you're organized. If you could go back in time to your 10-year younger self, would you tell her to do anything differently?
I wouldn't tell her to do anything differently. No, I would tell her to do more.
Right.
You know, so but everything that I've done so far, I'm still continuing to do because it still works.
It still works.
Farming, emailing, staying top of mind of my clients. Like, I think the biggest thing that really taught me how to be consistent was when I first started working as a part-time realtor before full-time, I started noticing that all my past clients were not hiring me back to either sell their house or buy another house. And it's because I lost contact with them. So I said, never again.
Right.
I'm going to make sure that I'm top of mind. Even if I don't call them on the phone because I'm still shy, they're going to see an email from me. They're going to see a client appreciation event, a birthday card, anniversary card. They're going to see something from me, even if they don't talk to me.
That's such a huge golden nugget. Like, I'm just going to stay top of mind. If they don't talk to me, I'm going to figure out all the other ways.
I know. It's horrible. Videos help. I started doing videos back in 2017. So what is that, like 8 years ago?
Yep.
And so every week I put something new, and I feel like maybe they don't talk to me in person, but they get to hear my voice. They get to see my face.
For sure.
And all my clients, like they love me and I love them too. They always show so much appreciation of everything that I do for them.
Sure.
And I have clients that I helped 7 years ago asking me, "Hey, can you help me remove someone off a title?" Yeah, they remember to call me. Even if they're not ready to sell or buy, they remember to call me. They know that I'm the go-to person.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's all I want. I want to be that go-to person.
Your experience, you wear it on your sleeve. You could walk into any room and it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with you being quiet or not. You could tell that you're experienced. People that have been immersed in it, you just know a certain caliber, so you walk in with confidence because you know you can handle any situation. Yeah. That with your consistency and what I call stacking, like you just stack the different marketing over and over and over. So it's a really cool thing on an outside perspective, and I'm always looking at it to look at. So I think you've done a fantastic job.
Thank you.
So this next couple years is you trying to get out of your comfort zone, then creating like the women's golf and other things where you're just going to pick up the phone and start reaching out to your past clients?
Yes.
Yeah.
I also am going to be starting a bi-monthly VIP event.
Right on.
So this way I can also invite all my clients to come by for a happy hour or
cool.
pizza night or for instance, the one in October, it's tacos and margaritas, or if they don't drink, it's fine. Tacos and a soft drink.
Right. Have horchata.
Yeah,
There
but it's
go.
just like even if just like 5 or 10 people show up, it's just nice to just be able to like get into talk to them and be in front of them and see how their family's doing. And a lot of my clients, like I've met them when their children were like 3 and now their children are 13. So, and I still follow them on social and we still follow each other and message each other back. So it's like, I want to be able to get in front of them more often.
That's super cool.
So that's something that I'm like adding on.
All right. So I've got 3 hot seat questions for you. Okay. So 1, defining success. When people think about success, they often think of wealth. What does success mean to you, and how do you balance it with the pressure of making money? And the reason why I ask you this question, because success to you, you challenge yourself. So you doing a fitness competition and you don't even have to win. It's just getting there, getting it done. Like I can see that's a success to you. Everything you do, it's a challenge to yourself. So I don't know if success to you is just about wealth. So how do you balance it with the need to make money and the need to challenge yourself?
Well, the things that I do, everything that I do it's a passion. So for me, success is I'm following my passions. Whether they make me money or they don't, but I feel like me following my passions, I'm going to use the same system, like you said, in my business and in my personal life. The discipline I have in my business, I'm going to use in my competition or the golf club or soccer.
Yeah.
So I really believe that, success personally is just being able to do the things that you love and to find the balance of following your passions. And like, none of my passions, none of my friends, not even my husband follow my passions. But the fact that I'm able to do it with as much freedom as I want, that to me is success. Like I don't have someone trying to control me or my friends are super supportive. Like to me, that's success.
Yeah.
And if I can make money with the discipline that I have with either or, like perfect.
So let's go into the discipline. So my next hot seat question, what has discipline taught you? What is discipline? Like, how has it impacted your personal life? How has it impacted your business life?
All right, hold on. That's kind of a hard. And I grew up with really strict parents, and they were like perfectionists in my opinion. My dad's a perfectionist, my mom's a perfectionist, and I think that's where I learned my discipline is like, all right, so we have to have things done a certain way. So we built consistency in my whole household. I know it sounds kind of boring, but like I remember like if I don't clean my bedroom, I'm gonna get spanked,
Right.
And I just always had that I guess that mindset my entire life. Like if I want something done, it has to be done. And I just throughout the years, it's just built on,
It's a lot of pressure on yourself.
It is a lot of pressure. Like my husband and I just had a conversation about this, and I'm like, I'm a perfectionist. Like, I'm sorry, I'm a perfectionist, and I want things done a certain way, but I feel like that helps me personally, and it helps me in my business. And maybe I just need to like relax every once in a while, but that's just who I am. And I don't know why I'm like that. It's just who I am.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you probably the biggest pinnacle of personal growth that you'll ever have, the biggest challenge in your life will be not to push yourself, will be the exact opposite of, okay, no, I have to actually relax.
Yeah.
And I bet you that would be the hard challenge for you.
Yeah.
All right. So then with failures, like we talked about, like in this business, you fail all the time. That's the term for experiences. You learn from your failures. With you being such a perfectionist, with you liking things such a certain way, how do you handle failures?
I lose sleep.
Yeah. I ruminate about it. I'm still thinking about it right now.
I seriously lose sleep. So I just have to learn how to shut off my brain, really, because I'm an overthinker.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm a control freak. Seriously, not only am I a perfectionist, I'm a control freak. I want to control a situation. I want to control like how something's gonna go, and if I can, it drives me insane because you can't control people or their actions.
Nope.
So I'm like, all right, well then, I guess I just have to just wait and see like what's the next step. I have to watch and see what's happening in that situation, and then I know how to proceed. Luckily, I have like experience for me to be able to like know what the next step is when that time comes. Right. But really, like failures, I don't really like to fail. I don't fail very often. So, and it's only because
I don't fail. We don't even say that word around here.
I don't consider it failing. I consider it like a learning curve. So if I messed up on something, guess what? I'm not going to do it again.
Right. Right. I think you are one of the more experienced people out there because you're humble. Like you're actually pretty doggone humble and you're quiet. Most people don't know how experienced you are. So that's one of those things that, especially when I really started getting to know you and talking with you, I'm like, holy crap, this girl knows what she's talking about. Like she's process oriented. She's consistent. She actually cares. I mean, you're hitting all the markers. So it's one of those things. Don't beat yourself up too much, Gabby, because me looking on the outside, you're a pretty kick-ass person and then kick-ass agent as well. So
I think one of the good things about me being quiet and shy is that I've always been an observer. So what I do is I observe everybody else. And that's helped me because I can observe energies, I can observe personalities, I can learn from that, So in sales, real estate sales, it's like I know how to talk to a certain person because now I've watched them and I've seen how they are, and I can work with that. You know, same thing with marketing. I'm observing what everybody else is doing, and I can mimic it or make it my own. That has always helped me. So I don't consider not talking to a lot of people a bad thing. It's just it makes me stronger in a different way.
I agree. I'm the same way. I'm an observer too. Thank you for being on a podcast.
Thank you.
It was super informational. I got to know you even more, which I love. And I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Thank you. Thanks, I did. Thanks.
Good.
Thank you, Laura.